let's talk about the nerfs on Kassadin
Mm-hmm.
lately. Minus movement speed and minus damage on his null sphere, which means less magic shield and less damage early on.
Mm-hmm.
And that buff, actually that nerf, actually forces Kassadin players to put early levels in null sphere rather than just taking one level on null sphere
Mm-hmm.
and maxing out E. And for Yobel, especially against Doppler here on the Azir, he has to make sure that he either dodge the sand soldiers, or if you can't dodge, you gotta put at least 2 levels on your null sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Null sphere is really weak with just one level in. It's mostly going to be utilized as a small shield and a not so good poking tool. Kumbaga yung parang mana cost to damage
Yeah, to
efficiency
use
niya
damage and
isn't
shield
really that
ratio.
worth it
Yeah,
anymore.
after 10.20. And that's actually presents a huge problem here. And how if you don't have levels in Force Pulse, that's also one of your big damage tools in team fights. Clearing the wave as well is a lot harder in mid lane. So especially pre-6. So that is going to present a challenge here for Yobel. But since it is Yobel here, we can expect him to be able to push through despite those weaknesses imposed upon the champion in the earlier patches. But we're gonna have to see. Doppler bringing out this Azir is very, very confident too. So we're gonna have to see. And I think Soba's also someone to watch as well if it's going to be the target of priority bans here, the Jax and the Renekton in the second rotation. Maybe he has maybe LG Hydra knows something that we don't, because both of these teams, even before the start of the league, they've done their homework.
Yeah, and here's the thing. We are looking at both teams that are quite fresh. LG, we already know this team, but most of their players are strangers to us.
Yeah.
We could only, like, Snake is new. Yobel is the only person na naaalala natin from last split. Even Julie is not there anymore.
Yeah, and Kellogg
So
also not being there.
a
That's
lot
big,
of people.
actually.
It's a big rotation. It's
Mhm.
basically Yobel and rookies, and that's a big thing to think about. But thinking about this game, you need to make sure to join our giveaway. Again, it's hashtag. Here are the mechanics. Feeling ko nakalista din naman sa stream natin, pero sasabihin na rin
Mhm.
namin sa inyo. It's first step, sharing the stream publicly with the hashtag Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangout. So that's Globe Prepaid Virtual Hangouts, and your hashtag corresponding sa team na mananalo for you. So it's either hashtag FEU win, FEUA win, hashtag FEUA win, or hashtag LG win. LG win ba or ADMU win? Feel free to check na lang yung comment section natin below kung ano ba yung tamang hashtags, but make sure to join our giveaway. May nanalo na kanina ng 300 PHP worth of RP, and you could already buy World's Event Pass with that 300 PHP. A lot of goodies with that Battle Pass, especially its Worlds, and you know how Riot Games just goes all out for the Battle Pass of Worlds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just share the stream publicly, of course, and you might be able to get those prizes. And you lose nothing from this. We're growing our community. We're not only sharing this to enter the giveaway, but also to send it out there. Okay, AcadArena National Campus Open League of Legends is happening right now. Share to your friends. Make sure they watch. If you have classmates that are into League or that aren't watching National Campus Open, they should be coming here onto the stream supporting their school. So pull in your friends, pull in your course mates, your block mates, everyone, and let's get through this together. National Campus Open. The stakes are huge. Represent the Philippines. 1 million pesos worth of grants and other prizes. So this is going to be huge here. I'm super excited for Apex Tamaraws versus LG Hydra. And in fact, I think we are loading into the game right now onto Summer's Rift. Cameras back to us, but there we go. Apex Tamaraws from FEU Alabang versus LG Hydra from Ateneo de Manila University. Let's get right into it. Lines of scrimmage have been formed. Both of these teams not doing anything too risky start of the league.
Yeah. And so far, you wouldn't want to see that aggressive play coming in from LG or even Apex Tamaraws, mainly because they have scaling mid laners, and you don't want to bring chaos in that mid lane early on. You would want to give them the space that they need to farm up, but we're looking at both junglers that could go aggressive if they want to. So
Mhm.
I'm quite excited to see on how they will approach this game.
Yeah, I'm also super excited to see how LG plays differently, Because without Kellogg being the captain of the team and being number two support for AcadArena Alliance League previously, that's a big loss here for LG. And let's see if Cavalry can pick up where he left off and see how they adjust to this new system that they've had for LG Hydra. We're going to have to see as both of our junglers, seems like they're starting, of course, on opposite sides of the map. We're going to
Okay,
have to see where they converge.
a quick question, Hiron. How do you even pronounce the name of the set? Is it Hyuko or Huko? Is it a silent E? Ano bang pronunciation yan? Is it
Well,
a reference towards a game?
I don't know actually. But I think for now, let's say Hugo Desra. I think. Let's
All right.
confirm that later with our organizers.
Yeah, or
But it,
maybe if may kaibigan si Hugo dito sa ating comment section, feel free to teach us as well and ipapadala sa amin yan ng prod. But so far in this game, both teams are just landing small damage instances towards their counterparts. No big all-ins just yet, but the dredge line won't land. That could have been a good amount of damage towards Sticks.
but I think for now, the lanes are really just going on to how we expect them. The junglers, of course, are going through their expected routes. They are converging around top side, but Smexy has not completed his bot side jungle yet, so he's just gonna go check and see if something's up in this top lane. Is this, as you said, this top lane is a stat check, a mechanics check as well, and Soba is losing it in these early levels. Level 2 versus level 3, this is gonna be really, really tough here. That is huge, huge damage.
Man, the Camille true damage, even at level 1 ability rather, just still hurts so much. And considering that this is a Mordekaiser with not a lot of range to CS, it's gonna be hard for him to survive this lane if this continues.
Yeah, and as you said, this is a stat check, and if 70% of that stat check top lane is about the jungler's interference, that remaining 30%, maybe half of that is mechanics. The other half is being able to get that CS down, being able to get a good back timer, and being forced uh, onto the back foot this early means that you are losing these crucial bits of gold that might mean the difference here. And Swapito is going to take this opportunity to get a little bit more combat stats with a Doran's Blade here. And APT Soba is going to take this chance as well to get some armor. But the
Yeah.
true damage, that's not going to help against the true damage.
Oh no.
Same, though.
In the river, that's gonna be a 1v1. The cavalry is there to support this Lilia, pero hindi naman matutuloy ang laban. But we got someone in the comment section who told us about the name of the set. It's Desire daw dapat yan. Hindi lang kasha kasi max na yung character limit. So I think it would be apt if we call him Desire
Yeah,
instead.
Desire.
He's gonna
Let's go with
be
that.
let's go with that. So it's APT Desire on the side of for Apex Tamaraws. Sorry for that.
It's not FIT, it's FEU Alabang. But
Yes.
yeah, Apex Tamaraws looking good coming into this game. So far, nothing big has happened, and seems that Soba has recovered from that early lost trade here. Now on even ground with his Camille. And with both junglers being on the opposite side of the map here, this is just them holding out until an opportunity presents itself while they're trading. In this bot lane, though, constant trading between Snake and Sticks.
no.
Dredge line comes through, but of course it's an Ezreal.
Essence Shift Away buys his life there, and this is why you pick the Ezreal. Not only do you scale really well towards the late game, but the laning phase is just too safe, man.
But it is showing up. The aggressiveness from LG in this bot lane is paying off with a small CS lead, basically a wave ahead of this Ezreal. As for this top lane, LG and APT, they're just trading it out here. At this point, mid lane is a lot more contentious and dangerous. Looking at Yobel's HP value right now.
But he does have that teleport and the sustain coming in from Fleet of Footwork as well. So he still has that opportunity to get a little bit of life back, but he does go back to his base, gets that catalyst, and that will help him to survive in this lane early on in this game.
Yeah, just in time for the cannon minion as well. So I think Doppler will use this opportunity as well to maybe set down some vision, back off. He's out of mana, and during that entire time, it seems like Titan was able to get that first Drake. Cloud Drake is going to be super useful here for Soba, Titan, and Doppler. So that's a good first step here for the Tamaraws.
Yeah, and for the Tamaraws, having that Cloud Drake on this Mordekaiser is something that you would want. Death Realm is the key ability of what makes Mordekaiser Mordekaiser. And not only could you use that for 1v1s, you could also use that to isolate junglers away from their objectives. And you could definitely utilize that if you want to contest for Dragon or even RH.
That's going to be extremely useful, especially with both of these junglers. They are eyeing around that top side. Herald is not about to spawn just yet, but in the next few minutes, it is going to be a contentious point here, especially with Soba and Swapito being so neck and neck so far in this top lane.
Yeah, and for the bottom lane though, let's go towards the bottom lane. An Ezreal and a Jhin though. Ezreal still has 9 CS down against this Jhin, and I just have to say that it's mainly because of Cavalry going in. But what? How the hell did he not?
How did,
What
happened there?
Yeah, hindi siya na-push back. What happened there? I feel like
that was point blank, right? That should. I don't think there was there a change to how Azir's ultimate appears?
yeah, that could have put Cavalry in turret range.
Yeah.
But that was quite the mistake, I guess, from the game itself. But maybe it's a visual error for us. But man, that's pretty weird.
We're gonna have to see though. But good thing for the Tamaraws is that blunder didn't really cost them a kill or even priority there from Doppler. He's still dealing a lot of damage to Yobel, still harassing him from beyond the wave. And at this point, this Catalyst is just keeping him alive just barely in this lane here. But LG, we see that they can still be proactive. Cavalry going to the mid lane here earlier. Means that they are willing to go through that, but APP, Apex Tamaraws, they do have control of this Rift Herald. As we said, they have vision upon them, but I don't think LG is in any position to try and disrupt that at all, especially with Yobel being that low. I think this is just going to be a Herald here for the Tamaraws.
Yeah, and so far in this game, Rift Herald will be taken down by Apex Tamaraws, plus the Cloud Drake as well. So they are winning the objective race so far, but in terms of gold, we are seeing that LG has a 1.5k gold lead against their counterparts, and I feel like this is mainly because of the fact that actually wala pang kills just pure CS advantage, I guess.
Yeah, so far. And I think that's because Snake and Cavalry as well in this bot lane, building up that CS lead. Just from continuing to pressure Sticks, forcing him to use his mana as well, and maybe miss a little bit of CS, but constantly being pushed onto the turret here. But so far, no kills have been happening here, and it's just a small gold lead, as you said, on the side of LG. But I think possibly in the next Drake, things might start heating up between these two teams.
Yeah, especially we're looking at a potentially level 9 Azir and a level 9 Kassadin. They would want to try and find their first kills of the game, but so far this has been a very silent game. We are about to enter the 10-minute mark for Game 2 of NCO League of Legends group stage, and we haven't seen a kill so far on the board. Just objectives, just laning, and both teams are playing quite defensively.
Yeah. Seeing how things have been progressing, though, this is good for. Actually, I think both teams are satisfied with this kind of setup so far. Of course, the Rift Herald is going to give them a bit of an ability to take some initiative, maybe get some gold back in this gold lead from LG. I don't think they have the resources or the manpower to try and get that mid lane turret, but plates are plates here, and they need every inch that they can get. But I think both of these teams they're satisfied with the kind of slow pace of the game so far. They have the Azir, they have the Kassadin as well inside of Hydra, so LG Hydra. So just the powder keg pressure, or rather, yeah, the powder keg just waiting to explode.
Man, natatawa na ako, iniisip ko, ano kayang metaphor gagamitin mo dito for a slow burn of the game? But looks like the slow burn will be facing a halt soon because Dragon will be spawning and both teams are hovering towards that area. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, both mid laners are full HP, and this is a quick recipe for what could be a disaster. The teleports are going in, but the blue team will secure the Infernal Drake. A double knockup coming in from the red team. The first blood will get Ezreal his kill. A two-man ulti, but the dodge coming in from the Hextech ultimatum will be enough to save him his life. Inside the Death Realm, though, that Snake versus Soba. Soba might get the kill, but the heal is there. The Jhin with the Blast Cone will survive for now. Doppler might be in trouble here. The Camille used his hook shot already, but Hecarim, he will stop in the tracks of Snake, but looks like Styx has a different idea, and that's going to be a double kill for the Ezreal as a 3-for-1 exchange happened, but looks like hindi pa tapos. Looks like Yobel wants blood back for LG, but he won't be getting that blood, and it's a 3-for-1 exchange in the favor of Apex Tamaraws.
Yeah, not only do they get those kills, they also get the Infernal Drake, which is just going to be huge in terms of, as you said, the stat check in the top side. Just the combat stats for this Azir and this Hecarim are going to be invaluable, and that was just Apex Tamaraws being able to take the initiative there. Of course, LG was first to try and take down Dragon, but the Tamaraws, not only did they get the teleport first from Soba, they also were very, very decisive in how they chose to engage that, and that just gave them the edge in that fight here, with Hydra being scattered, basically, as their formation is broken by the cavalry of Titan Jill.
Yeah, and Hecarim over there actually just went for the drive-by smite steal. He ulted and smited, got the dragon, and that was just straight out styling coming in from this Hecarim. But in this bottom lane, though, a 2v2, make that a 3v2. Looks like the Ezreal will be going for the Essence Strip out to safety, leaving Desire in the backside with 3 people. Haymaker not yet available, but the ultimate plus the Jhin Bullet will get the kill. That's a 1-for-none exchange in the bottom lane.
Very, very proactive here from LG, unfazed by that loss at the Drake Pit. This evens out the gold as well, even though Tamaraws does have a small advantage here. And Swapito, I don't think he's just going to be comfortable fighting it out with Soba now that he's gotten a few kills under his belt. That is going to be charge coming in from Titan Jill. Well, they go through depth charge as well. Can they snipe it through? Styx and Titan Jill both very, very low, but it seems the shots go wide as a knockup comes in from the Emperor as Doppler gets taken down by Snake regardless, and Yob Helgo in and gets the kill with his shift. With his Walk, rather. Yeah.
And the Null Sphere to finish off Styx in that bottom side, and that actually awards Yobel his second kill early on this Kassadin. This is huge, and for the Azir, 1-0 and 0 means he has to farm up more, or actually get more good kills to speed up his scaling, because we are not seeing a Nashor's Tooth just yet.
Just a stinger for now, and he really needs that power spike to be more relevant here. As for LG, Yobel sitting comfortably at a lot of ages, as well as the tier here. Oh, Swapito. Seems like he's just trying to trade it out with Soba here. But yeah, seems like the proactiveness of LG is really paying off in this bot lane as well. A few blunders here and there, but they are able to get what they need.
Yeah, but I have to say that if you're LG, having this small lead shouldn't be enough. You need to make sure to get the next dragon or the next Rift Herald, because if you give away this next dragon to Apex Tamaraws will put you on soul point. You don't want to see a team on soul point, especially if you have the lead gold-wise. And if ever Apex Tamaraws is able to secure those objectives, that's an immediate turnaround for them, getting that permanent buff na hindi na mababawi ng LG.
Yeah, Rift Herald will be the pickup here, though. It is going to be hotly contested. Both bot laners of Apex Tamaraws in the bot lane. Snake is left alone for now, but it seems like this is not enough to deter the Tamaraws from trying to take this big objective. They will contest the vision around this area. They don't want to pull the trigger just yet until they know that the coast is clear. And in this Ocean Drake infused rift, the coast may never be clear.
Bakit tumawa? Okay, wait lang Sorry natawa din lang ako kasi ginamit yung ocean infused. Para it feels like a beverage now. It feels like Summoner's Rift for PHP 50 for 50 PHP ocean infused Summoner's Rift. More bushes, more regen, more life. Get yours now on the nearest EAA NCO tournament near you.
Exactly, and it is going to be Ocean Drake spawning here. This is actually a really good Drake for both of these teams. Imagine you have Yobel later in the game, maybe 1 or 2 Ocean Drake stacks. He goes in, gets a kill, they disengage, and he just heals back up as the rest of them siege. That's gonna be terrifying here, and that's just a bigger incentive for LG to not give up this Ocean Drake.
Yeah, they can't give this up. This is too big of a deal for them to give up. That's the dredge line landing on 2 people. In the middle of 2 people, though, that's the showstopper landing on 3. Massive haymaker coming in from Desire as the Apex Tamaraws gets the 3rd Drake of the game. The ultimate coming in from the Hecker will be giving them the kill as the shutdown goes towards the Azir, as LG will be having to walk away from this fight. The Dragon is gone and Soul Point is there for Apex Tamaraws. They win that trade, but still gold lead goes to LG.
Yeah, very, very small, though, at this point. 1.3 gold lead. That's basically completely made up by the Infernal Drake and the Cloud Drake. Even the Ocean Drake as well contributes to that. So all of those stats combined across all 5 members of APT, that should make up the gold differential here. And Tamaraws with the soul pressure here at this point, they are just dominating the game right now. It seems like LG, they try to get into these fights, but it seems like without Kellogg's guidance as the captain, they're still acclimating to a world without Kellogg.
A world without Kellogg. 3v1 to the top side for Swapito, but he hook shots away. But man, I just have to say that objective-wise, Apex Tamaraws has been playing it really well. 3 Drakes, 2 Rift Heralds, and a 2v2 in the top lane. Make that a 3v2 as the ultimate from Lilia will be popped. The damage is real for Soba, but hook shot will be used defensively. Make that offensively as Attack Ultimatum is used on Desire. Picks them up, 1 kill. Could it be a double kill? Soba might be in trouble. The Death Realm won't be enough to save his life as the double kill goes to the Camille. This is huge for LG.
Oh man, and LG even gets a bot lane turret. And that, so it is just going to be a turret trade, but 2 kills on the side of LG means that they're making up for that. So all those earlier blunders, and now Titan Jill, he is going to have to run away from his own camps at this point. And LG is fighting back. They still have the rest of their experience under their belt here. It's going to be Doppler to try and take down Yobel at this point, defend the waves, ease off the pressure. But yeah, despite being rookies in that sense, they still have all of the training that they got from the previous roster, transitioning into this roster in the National Campus Open. They still have all of that support from LG, from Loyola Gaming. And it is pushing through despite faltering in the early calls. They are showing that they can recover.
Yeah, and so far the gold lead did grow a little bit, just a little bit, with a 2k gold lead coming in from LG. And that 2k gold lead, I think, is more than enough to signal them that they do have quite the advantage combat-wise. But speaking of advantage, 3 elemental drakes for the side of APT. This is something that you don't want to see for LG, and they can't give the next dragon. If they give the next dragon, you're surrendering regen. Surrendering regen to 2 carries that could poke from a distance and 2 frontliners who really can just regen out of any fight. You have Hecarim, you have Mordekaiser.
They have natural regen as well.
Yeah, plus the set as well. So for LG, I feel like if plano nyo, I mean, hindi naman na siguro plano ipamigay yung last dragon, but if all else fails, nabigay nyo yung 4th dragon, now may tax na kayong kailangan bayaran. 800 gold on Executioner's Calling, 1,100 gold for Bramble Vest, and an even bigger tax rather if you're going for Morello Nomicon. That's more than 3,000.
Ooh, that is a lot of gold invested into the best. Yeah, not only do you lose access to the regen, you also get the tax of having to build around it. That's really the power of the Ocean Drake here. But LG, they're coming through, taking the kills on the
no.
here, starting to run away, but Dredgeline catches him by the foot. And that is going to be Cavalry getting a kill there. Unfortunately, did not go to Yobel, but I think he's satisfied with that. He's at 10 charges on his row at this point, so he's going to be very, very comfortably roaming around the map at this point. Titan Jill has to be careful, almost get hit to the dredge line. Drowsy has to ult away, but this does leave his friend Desire within the next ultimatum here. And LG looking to be aggressive.
The saddest part of what happened to Apex Tamaraws in that extended exchange is one, they lost their mid laner with one misplay. He wanted to drift away towards safety, but his Q was a little bit too late. The shifting sands was too early. But for the side, for the next exchange, yes, natamaan yung Hecarim, he already escaped, but the set could have bought more time if he pressed that Haymaker a split second later. Because we saw the bar just lit up, pero napindot na niya yung Haymaker before that even happened.
Wala nang mas malaking shield for that Haymaker. And yeah, and these small engagements that LG's winning could give them the confidence to pull the trigger onto this Ocean Drake. Of course, Apex Tamaraws is not going to let that happen, but the Hydra, the LG Hydra team has to be careful.
Yeah. A fight might break up over here as the dredge line lands on the set. Hindi man naka-haymaker dun, but that's already low HP on the Lilia. The jungler might be done. The Death Realm won't be enough to pick him up. The Death Realm will end right now as Soba is in front of two people. The double pull to the double kill as Doppler gets Mexi, but Yubel is in the backside. It might be dangerous for the Kassadin, but a 1v1 in the top side. Snake will get a kill on Titan Jill instead, and suddenly things are going well for LG.
Ooh, boy. LG almost faltered there, but it seems like the Ocean Drake fight is not over. That objective is still on the map, and both teams, after recovering their HP, waiting for those death timers to expire, they're going to want to go back to that point. Tamaraws in preparation for this pushes in the waves, but the fight is not over yet. And it seems like APT here, they don't have the Emperor's Divide for the next half minute or so.
Yeah,
but LG has their full suite of abilities available to them.
Both teleports are up for APT though. They can contest this if they want to. The teleport is falling down for Mordekaiser, already walking towards his dragon, but maybe a little bit too late. The smite is available, no smite steal just yet. No, that's gonna be the Jhin securing the kill, and another sacrificial lamb play coming in from Desire. Already 1-7 on this set. This might be dangerous for them. Rift Herald, no, make that the Baron. It's available for LG to take.
And that is 20-second death timer here onto the set. I think it's not enough for LG to pull the trigger fully on this Baron. They are on this composition doesn't do Baron super quickly, but they will want to establish some vision control over that area and prevent Apex Tamaraws from trying to take it for themselves. And yeah, this is the next big objective, and every single turning point of this game will be centered around this Baron. Until it's time for the Elder Drake to spawn, but not yet. Not quite yet.
3k gold lead for the side of LG. Still not that huge, but a very significant one, if I might say. 3k gold lead is already that first step towards a snowball. Para sa akin, ang mga checkpoints ko is 3, 5, then 8, and then 10. 10 is usually sure na. 8 is pwede pa, but 3, definitely. APT could go back in this game if they secure the next Drake. The next Drake should be going towards their hands if they want to secure a better late game than this Kassadin. Because this Kassadin, it will scale 2 more levels, level 16 na to. That's a, let's say, 1.5 second cooldown on the Rift Walk with 1,000 damage if it's max stacks. That's super 2,000 damage in 3 seconds that could definitely burst down just the Rift Walk, hindi pa kasabay yung ibang abilities ng Kassadin.
Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so Yobel though, he's 3-0-5 with his Seraph's Embrace already completed. He is stacked at this point, and as you said, just needs to get those last 2 levels to round out his power spikes. And that's basically, I mean, of course they still have the scaling here with Azir, and of course the power of that Hecarim as he just goes barreling through with the regen. But this is LG Hydra recovering from those earlier losses. Earlier, we saw in the team fights, they kind of focus a bit on the set in the target selection, which lets the set get a big haymaker. But here is going to be the showstopper. Could get through. That's the physical damage shield, not saving him from the true shot. Barrage, though, a shutdown goes to APT. And that is going to be the Lily ult used defensively there. And that is basically 1k here. And signaling, is this a signal for APT to go for the Baron? It could be.
It's still dangerous for them, to be honest. The Camille is a big pickoff, but this is still dangerous for them. Dredge line and no ultimate coming in from Cavalry. Actually, cross that. This is quite the safe Baron take, but they have to make sure that their smite game is on point. The Lilia is still alive, and Desires already half HP. The curtain is called, the Death Realm is there, but Yubel is dealing so much damage in the backside. Pops that stopwatch to dodge that Hecarim ult, flashing in to the Zir and gets a kill for the Jhin instead. A triple kill for the Jhin as Desire and the Ezreal is the only remaining member alive. Yubel waiting near the bushes over there, but the Camille is back with a vengeance. And that's going to be the Haymaker pop as Mafito gets a kill on Desire. One more AD carry is alive and looks like it will be changed soon as the double kill goes to the Camille, an ace for the side of LG, and will be the Baron as well.
Oh man, the Baron throw from the Tamaraws. Even if you say, okay, they don't have the depth charge, this is a little bit safer than it would be. But since they're being shredded by that Baron, they're taking damage as well. That's just perfect setup there for Yubel to go straight in. And it's not yet level 16, but those are still very, very painful Force Pulse into, or Rift Walk into Force Pulse. And with the rest of LG, they have a lot of AoE damage from Smexy there. And even Snake with the nades, with the mines, that's just a lot to take in there. And the Tamaraws throw a huge lead away there. Or rather, they were behind, but they threw a chance to get the lead.
I have to agree with you over there. Now that this Kassadin is level 15, one more level and you're facing a real demon in the mid lane. But looks like the next objective will be the Ocean Drake. If APT is able to secure this Ocean Drake, this might up their chances to come back in this game. But the Mordekaiser looks to be in trouble. That's a lot of pings going towards Soba. And that's Soba getting trapped inside the Hextech Ultimatum. Death Realm is not yet available. He might die here, but the Dredge line will finish him off. That's going to be one kill going to the side of LG as Dragon will be spawning 30 seconds from now. 40 seconds death timer for the side of Mordekaiser.
And now with that death on that Mordekaiser, this is going to be a much easier Ocean Drake in the hands of LG Hydra here. And I think they're just going to take this no contest from the Tamaraws. This is LG looking strong. Earlier, like I said, faltering a little bit, but they're able to recover. They're able to get that groove going. With this competition, with this roster, new roster, and Yubel looking to contest our MVP candidate from week 1 already. Looking very, very strong.
3-0-8 on this Kassadin, haven't died a single time and has been causing a lot of trouble for the side of APT as well. And for APT, their earlier efforts to secure objectives early on looks to be not enough because LG, they responded with not objectives, but more on getting gold out of kills than capitalizing on the objectives. Still not the best way to combat objective-heavy team, but if it works, it works.
And so far, it seems to be working quite well here. And for LG, they are slowly building up those stacks of that Ocean Drake. And once they have Soul Pressure as well on their side, then that's going to be huge for this entire competition here. Cavalry looking to fight it out here.
A-Maker still available, but the crit will be enough to finish him off before the shield pops. Looks like a double kill will be awarded to Snake as well. In the mid lane, the Baron buff minions are pushing in. 2 people down for the side of APT. This is looking bad for the boys of FEU Alabama.
And so far, LG, man, now they're getting into that snowball. They've reached that 10k breakpoint that you talked about.
Yeah, the 10k gold lead already for the side of LG, but that's a pull on Snake. Might be a massive pull, but the Death Realm will be blocked by that item, that Quicksilver Slash, and looks like the stunts will land as Mexi will get a kill on Soba. A 2-man knockup coming in from this Azir, but will it be enough to buy them their lives? Yobel is in the backside, dealing so much damage. The Rampage goes to the Kassadin, and he pops the Zonyas to reset that turret aggro as Desire is looking to be fighting Swapito inside their base. Things are looking great for LG so far, but for APT, they need to make sure that they defend their base. 3 people are down, 20 seconds on their death timers.
And this is looking to be inhibitors down for LG. And they're knocking on the... Oh, that is going to be a good dredge line. That is going to be Facebreaker onto 3, but it's not quite enough. Snake, legendary killing streak at this point. And this might actually be game here, with Styx being the one to defend. 10 seconds onto Doppler. I don't think it's enough. A Snake shoots down this Nexus, giving LG on their first game in the end of AcadArena National Campus Open, getting a very nice victory.
It's not as clean as we expected it to be, especially for LG, but we're talking about an LG who had a soft reset on their roster. No more Kellogg, no more Julie, no more actually still there's still Ferzerk, but still a lot of people that really made LG successful back in the day are now gone. But looks like the rookies were taught well. Looks like the rookies are really out there, not throwing away Barons, in fact securing Barons this time. So I feel like they're a different LG, and man, I'm excited to see the future of Ateneo's esports in the hands of these children. And quite exciting game for our game 2. Sadly for Apex Tamaraws, their earlier objective takes were countered by sheer dominance in fights. So for Apex Tamaraws, that puts them in a 0-1 standing in their group, and for LG, 1-0. So what do you think about the game so far before we go to the next game?
Man, LG Hydra there, showing. I was showing worries about. Of course, yes, they still have the backing, the strategy of Berserk, but I was also worried, like in terms of execution, Kellogg not being there means that's one aspect of what made LG quite strong out of the table for this new roster. But they seem to be doing quite well, as you said, not as clean as we would like, but just a little bit more polish, and it's going to be strong. But Apex Tamaraws as well, showing themselves that they are worthy of being in the National Campus Open. They are.
They played well.
Yeah, they played well. They gave LG Hydra, a run for their money in the early game.
I mean, putting them at soul point and then eventually losing the game out of scaling is something that we expected. But they did their win conditions. They just didn't execute as well as they wanted to execute rather. I feel like we have to draw the winner of our RP giveaway a few minutes from now. We're just still waiting kung sino bang mananalo ng ating chat rally. Again, if you shared the stream publicly with the hashtag Glow Prepaid Virtual Hangouts and the hashtag LGWin or hashtag ADMUWin, that qualifies you to enter our raffle. So antayin lang natin kung sino bang mananalo. And if wala pa sa ngayon ang winner ng ating... Oh, actually meron na. Kakarating lang. Fresh out of the oven. Congratulations to Rumar Nel Gascon. Again, it's Rumar Nel Gascon. Congratulations for winning 300 PHP worth of RP. Feel free to message the page to get the code. I'm not quite sure on how it works.
Yeah, just wait for the admins to contact you through the page.
Yes, sir. But for now, we have been your casters for Game 2 of National Campus Open for League of Legends. My name is Omi at kasama ko si Hyron, and we will head on a short break.